Hello and welcome back to Concert Critiques in Cars with Emily. So tonight's show was Unexpected Headliner, Unlikely Candidates. I originally thought Brick Mortar were going to be headlining, but after I saw the playbill for the night, I realized that it was actually Unlikely Candidates, which is fine. So let's get into it. Getting there. So it was at the Rock and Roll Hotel, which I've definitely been to before, and I found some pretty awesome new parking. I really like it. There's a lot of parking and there's no time limit like where I used to park. So I think I'm gonna start trying to park there from now on when I go there. So getting there was super easy. The traffic wasn't that bad, which was pretty awesome considering, you know, the time of day, and I was super glad there was no game or anything because that would have been crazy. So I got really lucky. Quiet day in DC, no traffic, it was great. So let's get into the music. The opening band was called the Slang. They are super local to DC, and they were really good. I really enjoyed their set. There were maybe 10 people there watching them, but you know, very traditional kind of like alternative rock band. I could hear the lyrics, which was awesome because I knew zero of their songs, so the fact that I could actually hear what they were saying was really appreciated. They did a really nice job. They were super comfortable on stage. They were super energetic. So yeah, I thought they did a really nice job, and I really did enjoy their set a lot. There was even one song where they had like a breath thing in it, which the best popular example I can think of is Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. So like I love when stuff like that is in songs, so they had an awesome song with like two quick moments of that, so it was really great and I really appreciated that and I liked that a lot. So yeah, they were definitely good. Definitely check them out. I'm not sure if any of their music is actually available on iTunes or anything, but if it is, I'm definitely going to look, and I think you should too because they were really good. The next band was Makeup Girl, and they were not my cup of tea. They were a very jammy kind of band, and I don't traditionally love that type of band, but they had some pretty good songs. But again, it was like I really liked the beginning, but then the chorus, it was super jammy, and I don't really like that, so kind of wasn't my best set that I've ever seen. But they were also like, the lead singer must have been like 12 years old, although the bassist was definitely drinking a beer, so maybe they're a little bit older, but definitely looked like a young band. Like awkward, super awkward looking, like coming out towards the front of the stage and like kneeling down and playing the bass, and it was just like not, I don't know, I don't know what it was. They were just lacking that stage presence maybe, I'm not really sure. But and again, I know that I can be really harsh, especially when I don't love the music, but yeah, they just really weren't doing it for me. I just wasn't feeling it. And again, a couple other songs were great, and I even liked the jammy parts at some points, you know, just to kind of like get lost in it, and I wasn't really paying attention, and it was nice to just have that as like background music. But yeah, overall they were not my favorite set ever, but they were okay. I mean, again, nothing bad. If you like that kind of more like goes off and just plays instruments, definitely check them out. Again, try maybe not see a picture of them first. I don't know why, it just threw me off so much. I feel like I'm being really mean and harsh, but I'm really trying not, that's not my intention. I just am trying to explain it to you because I don't have pictures of them and I can't show you. It was just, I don't know, he just didn't seem enthused maybe. I'm not sure what it was. Like when he was on stage, he just was kind of, I don't know, maybe it was his like posture. I'm not sure what it was. There was definitely something off visually. And then for me personally, auditorily too, because I don't really like that jammy stuff. But they were good. And if you like that, definitely check them out. Gosh, now I need to move on because I feel mean. So the next band was the band I went to go see, and I actually tried to see them 2 times before this. They came to DC like within 6 months of their shows, like 2 years ago, and I actually had a ticket to one of the shows, and then I couldn't go for one reason or another, but I was really upset, and I really wanted to see them, and I was like, they're never going to come back. They came 2 times in 6 months. There's no way they're coming back. So when I saw that they were coming back, I was like, yes, I am going. Don't care that it's on a Tuesday night. I am going. So they came on and they were like 10 minutes late, and I was kind of annoyed because the one guy in the band, all the bands set up their own stuff, so this was a very small show. But one of the guys in the band was very particular about, they had this white screen on the background, and he put up this image on the computer, and it was like on the white screen, projecting on the white screen. He was being like really particular about the corners, and the drums were all the way to the right, and then the Mike and the other guy's set were all the way to the left, so the stage was like pretty open in the center. And he was like being very particular about, oh wait, no, the drum is blocking it. And I was like, dude, does it really matter what's going to be on the screen? Like, it's not that big of a deal. Boy, let me tell you, I am so glad he took that extra time, because their show was amazing. Like, probably one of the best, definitely the best that I've seen all year, since January, but maybe one of the best sets of all time that I've ever seen, because it was just fantastic. Like, just so good. And the screen in the background definitely enhanced it. Sometimes it was actually maybe too distracting, because I wanted to pay attention to the screen, but I also wanted to pay attention to the lead singer, or the drummer, or the other guy. I'm not really sure what his role technically is. The technician, maybe? Technological guy? But, yeah, like, so they had really interesting, kind of thought-provoking images. At one point, they actually had clips from infomercials, and I love infomercials, so I was like, oh, this is so good. It was, oh god, it was just so good. And, anyway, but, so they had this great background going on. Just keep that in mind, because this show just gets better. So not only do they have great background on the screen, but they have amazing props and even better costumes. So they have all of these, like, just crazy cool things. At one point, the guy had a puppet on his hand that looked like a three-eyed peacock. There were, like, full-on, like, costume changes. The guy had tassels at one point. We had a goblin, and like death was also made an appearance. And then they have this song called One Little Pill, and they had like a Pope outfit for one guy, and then the first bottle prescription for the other guy. So like they just, I mean, really were impressive in terms of just stage performance. Like, I couldn't believe how awesome and creative everything was, and it was really impressive. And it was super cool because they talked a lot about how, you know, they're a self-made band and they pay for all of their own producing of records and all that stuff. So, I mean, I think everything that was on stage was pretty much made by them, if not bought by them. So it was really impressive. It was a really cool show. And they played a lot of great songs that I knew, and even the songs I didn't know I enjoyed. The one thing I will say is the lead singer is like a little bit soapboxy at times, gets on his soapbox, talks about corporations, but not so over like he was like dragging on. But it definitely, like when he would explain what a song meant, he would explain why it meant, and most of his songs are very politically based, which is fine. I'm not really a huge overt political song lover, so like if it's super obvious what you're trying to go for, I like when it's subtle. And the thing is, I mean, obviously I've been listening to songs and I would have not judged them to necessarily be super political, so there is some subtlety to it, at least in the songs. But then when you hear the explanation, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, they were, I mean, if you ever get a chance to go see Brick Mortar, please go see them. Even if you know none of their songs, just for the show in and of itself, it was amazing. And especially if they blew up and had like an actual like huge headlining tour, I can't even imagine what they would get themselves into. Like, it was just really like blew me away. I mean, from start to finish, it was pretty fantastic. The way that they just kind of worked on the stage, and the stage, they didn't have a lot of room, and the technician guy was dancing around, and he was just so entertaining. They were all so entertaining, and yeah, really definitely appreciated their set. It was great. Lots of crowd involvement too. I mean, lots of it. They were just pulling the crowd in, and there were probably like 40 people at that point, and they were just like let's do this. And everyone was involved, and it was great. It was so much fun. Definitely go see Brick Mortar. Even if it's, 10 people in the crowd, it'll totally be worth your time. So then Unlikely Candidates came on. Now, their set time was set for 10:30, and I was already like, this is not going to be good. I'm going to be tired. I've already seen them. I might leave early. Well, they went on 10 minutes early, so that was definitely a plus. They went on at like 10:22, which was awesome. And then their show was super interesting to me because, so I'd seen them before, and I'd been listening to their stuff recently so I could prepare for the show. And the first couple songs were okay. Like, I had seen their set list not because I cheated, because it was just on the stage and I was front row because there were like 10 people there, so I couldn't help myself. But the one song I really wanted to see was the one that they did a collaboration on with Dirty Heads, and ironically, their version of it is different from the Dirty Heads version, and I like their version so much more than the Dirty Heads version. Now again, not a huge fan of Dirty Heads, but when that song's on the radio, I am blasting it because I love it and I think it's really good. But anyway, but I had known other stuff beforehand when, after I'd seen them the first time, I looked into them and kind of had been listening to their stuff. And then recently I've been listening to a lot of their stuff to get ready for this concert. So I felt like I knew enough to know at least one or two of the first 6 or 7 songs. And I did know one or two of the first 6 or 7 songs. And I think what got me in the beginning was that, I felt awkward because there were less people there for Unlikely Candidates than there were for Brick Mortar. So it's like I felt like I was being stared at. And not that the singer did a great job of looking around the room and everything, but it's just kind of like, oh wait, where did my backup go? Especially when you're in the front. So, but again, the first couple songs were great. I definitely knew some of them. They said that they were playing some newer stuff, and it was really fun and great, and I at least had heard a lot of the songs before, and some of them I actually knew the choruses too, which were really fun. And then they played Celebrate, and I knew it was coming, and I was super excited about it. Oh wait, let me go back a little bit before that. So right before they played Celebrate, they played my favorite song off their newer EP album, and it's like kind of Edgar Allan Poe based with the Telltale Heart, and I was like super pumped to hear it, but occasionally I couldn't actually hear what the words that they were singing were, so that was a little bit disappointing because I was really excited to hear that song and I didn't really know it that well, so I was like, alright, well I'll just hope that I can hear it the whole time, and I couldn't really hear the chorus that much. I think the drums kind of drowned out the singer on that one. But their song Violence was so cool. He had a separate mic for it that makes your voice sound a little bit scratchy or whatever. So that was awesome. That was really cool. That was the second song they played. So anyway, after this Telltale Heart themed song, which I really, really like. I like listening to it, just the audio of it. So not necessarily live, but just in general, I really do like that song. So I was really excited that I got to see it. And then after that was Celebrate, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is just a best combo, right? A really good song that I like, and then a really good song that I like and know a little bit more. So I started to rock out, and at that point, I think I just kind of maybe lost all of my anxiety about being front and center and rocking out by myself. And then the next song was Ringer, which was a fantastic choice. It's such a good follow-up to Celebrate, just so good. So that was really fun, and he asked the crowd to participate in that one, and they did for the most part. I was super pumped about it. I participated every time, so it was really great. I really liked that one. And then they just had such a strong finish, and again, I don't know if it was just because I was a little bit less anxious and a little bit more in the mood to rock out and didn't really care what people thought at that point, but it definitely was super fun. The end of that show was so good. And then they end with Oh My Lord, I think that's what it's called, and it was just so good. Again, I was just rocking out. I was really enjoying it, and the lead singer is so energetic, coming out into the crowd. He came out into the crowd twice, one time for a very short, quick on and off, and then the last song he came and walked around and hugged people. It was really awesome. So yeah, it was a really great end of a show, and I kind of was surprised because I knew I was going to like Unlikely Candidates, and I knew that there were going to be some songs that I wasn't going to be like super pumped about just because I didn't know them necessarily. But yeah, I really enjoyed the whole set. It was really good, especially the end. And I'm glad that I liked the end more than the beginning because, you know, it always makes for a better feeling at the end of the show. You're like, oh my God, that was so awesome. As opposed to, it was great in the beginning, but not so great at the end. But yeah, so it was really a good show. If you ever get to see Unlikely Candidates, he really is very good. Definitely go see Brick Mortar if you ever get to see them. So fantastic. You will not be upset that you saw them. They are just entertaining. Even if you don't know or like their songs, watching them and their background and their just stage presence is fantastic. So definitely go see them. Makeup Girl, again, I wasn't a huge fan, but if you like that like jammy type of music, definitely go see them. They're good, and they'll definitely be something interesting. Again, and the thing with them was you really couldn't hear the song, like the singing. It was really thrown off by the drums. I think it was just too quiet and the drums were too loud, so it was really hard to hear what he was saying. So that also impacts my enjoyment at a show, especially if I don't know a band. If I can't hear what the singer's saying, you've lost me. And there's nothing I can do about it because I don't know the words, so I can't even kind of try and follow it in my head if I can't hear them. And then, yeah, the Slang was super good. I actually am super excited about them, and I'm probably going to follow them on Twitter and hope that they go on tour again soon because I really enjoy them and would like to learn more of their stuff and see if I like them not live, just listening to them on my phone or whatever, or YouTube. So yeah, overall, I think I'm going to give this show in solid 8.5. Surprise! Late show. Again, when you have two bands that play for an hour each, it's hard to have two openers. So that was rough, and you know, now it's an hour. It ended an hour later than shows normally end, so that definitely impacted. And then the second opener, the Makeup Girl, they just really, I don't know, man. It was hard. It was really hard to get through their set for me. God, I feel so mean. But yeah, but really, if it was just Brick Mortar, if it was the Slang, Brick Mortar, and Unlikely Candidates, I think my rating would have exceeded an 8.5, which is crazy because 8.5 has been my go-to. But yeah, definitely go check out Brick Mortar if you ever get the chance. And this is definitely my longest video, so I'm gonna go because I'm exhausted and I need to get home. So I will see you guys actually tomorrow because, yeah, I'm that crazy person who goes to 2 concerts twice in a row during the week. So, hey, can't wait for tomorrow's show. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to comment and subscribe and like, especially if you're going to comment about whether you were there or not. Love to hear what you thought, whether you think I'm wrong or right about certain bands, certain songs. Please, I'm interested to hear what you think, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!